Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we've got the first look at the tentative August 2025 calendar, and in today's video I am going to go over that calendar, the events that we are expecting to see, the featured heroes that are currently scheduled for those events, what quests and which wars we're going to have each week, and we're going to talk about which events I would pull from and which ones I would not pull from. And we're also going to discuss one thing that seems to be missing from this August calendar that I think we were all expecting to see, and that is the Harvest Summon. So we'll talk about at the end of the video. I do also want to give a big shout out to BerksG and Ellioti for putting together the information for this calendar. Ellioti is the master data miner that finds out all of the events and featured heroes for these portals that come out every single month, and BerksG is the one that puts together these beautiful graphics for the calendar every single month so that we can get a visual of what to expect every month. So thank you to the both of you for all of the time and effort that you give to us in the community to get us this information. Big disclaimer also, these events sometimes do change, specifically around the featured heroes, so definitely expect changes to happen throughout the month and for additional events to be added as well. Real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. So this video is going to be going out on Tuesday, July 29th, and we are going to be right in the middle of a lot of events. The seasonal Kalevala event just started on Monday the 28th. The Valhalla event also started on Monday the 28th. The Astral Plane and Covenant Summon have been going on for a couple days, along with the Legendary Troop Portal, and the Visiting Outfitter is currently in the game right now. That will be in the game for one more day through Wednesday, July 30th. So if you have not chosen a costume for that event, you definitely want to take advantage of that. It costs you 300 gems to get a costume. If you are not sure if you have a hero that is worth getting a costume for, drop a comment down below or on my actual Outfitter event video that I posted, and I will let you know if I think that you should get a costume. I will also pin a link to that video in the comments below, in case if you guys haven't checked out that video, definitely do so. There were a lot of great heroes in the Covenant Summon with Liqiu, Duelerfiller, Hrothgar, Beowulf, Goldrip, and Toxicandra. Kalevala saw two brand new 5-star heroes with Suamohaki and then also Mother Lemminkainen. Luhi also got a costume, and so did Ilmarinen as well, and then also a 4-star Lemminkainen and 3-star Jukenhainen. Personally, I consider Kalevala to be the second best portal for the seasonal events that come around. The winter or Christmas portal is personally my favorite one, but Kalevala is probably a close second behind that, and honestly might even be number one with the introduction of a Mega Fiend Giver in this portal with Suamohaki. I also did a full review on that event and all 6 of those heroes in yesterday's video. I will pin a comment with a link to that video as well, in case if you haven't checked that out. On Tuesday the 29th, we also get the Shadows of the Deep portal back with a brand new 5-star hero, Gwendolyn. We've also got Atwood and Hysteria as the other feature heroes. Contest of Elements comes back on Thursday the 31st with a new slime hero, Gluzmer, and then also Majestine as the other featured hero. Tremors of Underwild comes back on Saturday, August 2nd, and on Saturday, August 2nd is also the beginning defense setup preparation part of the War of Three Kingdoms portal, so that will be back as well. We'll take a look at those featured heroes in a moment, but as far as portals that I think are worth pulling for from this week, definitely the Covenant Summon. I think that one is a really good portal and some really good featured heroes in that one. Although it says Beowulf, but I think he actually got replaced by somebody. Yeah, he actually got replaced by Fafnir in that portal, which makes it even better for that portal. That's going to only be around for one more day though. And then as far as other portals, I would spend my epic hero tokens on Kalevala, but you may want to wait until the next Ascension Mimic summon comes into the game. We just had one a couple days ago. Unfortunately, there was no ability to use epic hero tokens other than on those season 1 heroes. The Astral Plane is a very good portal, but has very low odds. So personally, I don't like pulling from that except for the free tokens that I get. Contest of Elements is a good portal, but we're going to continue to see more costumes coming out in that portal each month. The way the game has been doing it is they've been doing one brand new hero for the first round of Contest of Elements for that month, and then 2 weeks later the same color comes back with a costume for a hero that's already been out. As far as other stuff going on this week, we have a 5-star Bloody Battle raid tournament going on this week. We will be in Attack Boost War for this week. We have the Ether Summon on Wednesday the 30th like we do every week. Saturday the 2nd, we've got the Ascension Summon portal. You'll have your opportunity to get your free Tome of Tactics on the 30th. Actually, I think that might be a wrong image. I think it's Damascus Blade this time around. The emblem quest for this week will be Wizard and Fighter on Wednesday, Ranger and Druid on Sunday, and then we've got the Druid Masterclass emblems on Friday the 1st. There's also the Kalavela Brawl Part 1 that starts on Monday the 28th. That will go for 2 weeks. So you'll have 2 weeks to win 50 raids and get an extra bonus chest. And that is pretty much everything for this first week. Obviously, there is a brand new Hero of the Month, Maple, coming out on Friday, August 1st. I will be putting out a review of her when she comes out. All right, moving on to the next week. We have the Wilderness Summon, which actually starts on the 3rd, it looks like. Yeah, that starts on the 3rd. We've got Bramble, Homri, Gurik, and Grendel's mother as the featured heroes for that portal. That is going to be a hot one, especially because of Gurik. He is one of the top heroes that I'm seeing out on defenses right now. For Underwild, there's Lucaide, Phileas Fogg, and Elizabeth as the featured heroes. That is definitely not worth doing unless if you've got some of those free tokens for that. For the War of Three Kingdoms portal, we have a brand new hero, Sun Erniang, and then we've also got Ruan Zhaoqi and Song Jiang. That is obviously an awesome portal to pull from. Those heroes are on everybody's defenses. Also, there is the Treasure Quest Experience quest on Monday and Tuesday, the 4th and 5th. Ancient Underroot for Dragonspire comes back on Friday the 5th as well. On Wednesday the 6th, we've got the Judgment of Dunes portal coming back, along with Untold Tales 2 on that same day as well. We have a brand new hero, Matsugner. We've also got Fimifeng and Fafnir as the featured heroes. Fafnir is one of the top heroes in the game, so anytime that he is in a portal, that is definitely worth pulling from. Challenge Festival 2 comes back with, it looks like, 3 new heroes, or maybe actually just 1 new hero. So Marith is a brand new hero, and then we've got 2 new costumes for Director Zuri and then also Eora and Fluffy. Covenant Summon comes back on Saturday the 9th with Riverfang, which is a brand new hero, Grover, Naeem, Ixen, Gongoth, and Sable. Costume Chamber comes back on Sunday the 10th. We'll take a look at those heroes in a moment, but the other stuff going on this week, we will be in a 3-star buff booster raid tournament with all colors. We've got the Rush Attack raid tournament this week. We've got the Ether Crystal Summon on Wednesday the 6th, and then on Saturday the 9th, we've got the Ascension Summon portal as well. You'll have your opportunity to get a set of rings from the quest on Wednesday. For the emblem quest, we've got Rogue and Sorcerer on Wednesday and Paladin and Monk on the Sunday, and then we've also got the Wizard Masterclass emblems on Friday the 8th as well. That is everything for this week. We do have quite a bit going on and some really good portals. The best ones to pull from this week, in my opinion, would definitely be the Wilderness Summon portal and the Untold Tales 2 portal. The damage over time heroes from the Untold Tales 2 portal are insane, and they are on a lot of people's defenses right now. Fafnir is one of the most popular ones because he also makes it so that 3 enemies get 35% more damage, and that applies to the damage over time also. Those 2, I would say, are the best, along with the War of Three Kingdoms portal. There's a lot going on this week. Personally, I have quite a few of those Covenant Summon heroes already, so I definitely won't be pulling from that Covenant Summon portal that week. I'll have to take a look at Riverfang when he comes out. But again, I think the big ones are Wilderness Summon, War of Three Kingdoms, and Untold Tales 2 for this week. Looking at the following week, we've got the Costume Chamber that just started the day prior. We will still be in the Covenant Summon portal, and then you'll also have an extra day to do the challenge event summons if you want to do that. For the Costume Chamber, we've got brand new Glass Justice in the game, and then Glass Elena as the other feature hero. Looks like we're also getting a few new 4-star and 3-star ones with Glass Sonya, Glass Wukong, Glass Nashgar, and then Glass Kareel, I think that is. Contest of Elements will be back on Tuesday the 12th, and like I said earlier, this happens every single month now. It is not a mistake that we've got 2 Contest of Elements portals in the same month. The first one, again, is for brand new heroes, and then the second one is for a new costume. So I would definitely expect to see a new ice costume for Contest of Elements on Tuesday the 12th, and then there will probably be another featured hero like Majestine or somebody else from the Slime family maybe. Night of the Moth comes back on Thursday the 14th. It looks like we don't yet know who the featured heroes are. It says to be determined. I would definitely expect that to change. Right now it's showing Mordowitch, Satin Pimenter, and Chunky Roy. All of those heroes are also very good. That Moth Dust is extremely annoying to go up against in Wars. Atlantis Rises comes back on Friday the 15th. So not a ton of stuff going on this week for events. For other stuff going on this week, we've got a 5-star Skyfire or Dragon Assist or whatever they call that raid tournament. So that will be with all colors. We will be in Ancient Terror War. It's been a while since we've had Ancient Terror War. So bring back out your Insanity Resist heroes because we're going to have to deal with that this week. Ether Summon back on Wednesday the 13th. Ascension Summon again on Saturday the 16th. I do like that these are pretty much regular with those two events every single week now. So at least it's a little predictable. We do have the Barbarian and Fighter Emblem Quest on Wednesday, Cleric and Druid on Sunday, and then also the Sorcerer Masterclass Emblem Quest on Friday the 15th. You'll have an opportunity to get a free tonic on Wednesday the 13th. Path of Dragons restarts on Monday the 11th, and that is pretty much it for this week. As far as portals that I think are worth pulling from this week, Night of the Moth is definitely the big one in my opinion. Other than that, I really wouldn't do anything other than spend your keys that you already have on the costume chamber. I do think that the heroes in the Covenant portal are good. I personally already have quite a few of them. I've got Grovert, Naeem, Ixen, and Sable already maxed, double limit broken except for Ixen. So if you want any of those heroes, then that would be a good portal to pull from. Moving on to the following week, we will still be in Night of the Moth, and we'll also still be in Atlantis Rises. Ancient Underroot comes back again on Tuesday the 19th, along with the Goblin Village. There probably will be a new hero in Goblin Village. It says Godfrey and Flamehide right now. That is probably going to change. So expect a new hero from that. We've got the Magic Tower coming back on Wednesday the 20th. And as you can see, we're getting to the point in the month where we just don't know who these featured heroes are going to be. We do know that the events are happening. We just don't know who the featured heroes are going to be. Untold Tales 1 comes back on Thursday the 21st. That's another one. We don't know who the featured heroes are going to be. And we already have gotten all of the costumes for those heroes. So we're just going to get repeat costumes until Empires and Puzzles maybe brings out new heroes for that portal if they ever do. On Sunday the 24th, the Astral Plane and Valhalla events come back. And then for other stuff going on this week, we will be in a 3-star Rush Raid tournament with all colors. We've got the Undead Horde War this week. There's the Blue Ice Omega Limit Breaker quest on Wednesday the 20th. You definitely don't want to miss your opportunity to get your Limit Break materials there. For Emblem quests, we've got Wizard and Sorcerer on Wednesday the 20th, Paladin and Ranger on Sunday the 24th, and then the Paladin Masterclass Emblem quest on Friday the 22nd. And that is it for everything this week. As far as portals to pull from, really don't have a lot of information, but I would say the Magic Tower is usually a good one to pull from. I really wouldn't consider Untold Tales 1 anymore at this point, considering the fact that there are no new heroes or costumes coming out in that event. Moving on to the last week of the month, we've got the Astral Plane and Valhalla events that we will still be in. Another Treasure Ether quest comes back on Monday the 25th through Tuesday the 26th. Shadows of the Deep portal comes back again, it looks like, with Rosanna, Burton, and Atwood as the featured heroes. Contest of Elements comes back on Thursday the 28th. It's showing Vander and Gasteel as the featured heroes. Those are definitely not going to be the featured heroes, or at least not the two of them together. I would definitely expect a more recent dark hero from Contest of Elements, and then also probably a brand new hero, maybe another slime hero, since those are usually what we get in Contest of Elements. Tremors of Underwild comes back on Friday the 29th, along with Soul Exchange. Soul Exchange is back again. We are at that point where it's been 3 months since we've had the last one. We do not have any information as far as who the Soul Exchange heroes are going to be. When we do, you can be certain that I will be putting out a ranking video with my ranking from worst to first of the Soul Exchange options. So definitely be on the lookout for that video. And then War of Three Kingdoms will be back again as well on Saturday the 30th. As far as other stuff going on this week, we've got a new Path of Valor and Path of Giants on Monday the 25th. We will be in Skyfire War this week. Ether Summon comes back on Wednesday the 27th again. Ascension Summon on Saturday the 30th. You can get your free scope on Wednesday the 27th through the quest there. For Emblem quests, we've got the Barbarian and Rogue class on Wednesday the 27th, and then Monk and Cleric on the 31st, with the Ranger Masterclass Emblem quest on Friday the 29th. We will also be in a 5-star Bloody Battle raid tournament with no greens this week. And that is pretty much everything for this week. As far as portals that I would consider this week, honestly, I really feel like the rest of the month there are much better ones other than the War of Three Kingdoms portal that's going to come at the end of the week. I'm sure we'll have some really good heroes for that. Astral Plane is a good portal, and you get 2 if you can get one of those event heroes, but the odds are just so low on the Astral Plane, unfortunately. Personally, I would really only consider pulling from War of Three Kingdoms out of the portals this week. If I were to take a look at the entire month and look at the portals that we have for this month in August, and if I were to pick maybe 5 portals for the entire month, I would definitely say that the Wilderness Summon with Bramble, Homri, Gurik, and Grendel's mother as the featured heroes being a very good portal to pull from. Untold Tales 2 portal is a great portal to pull from. Night of the Moth is another really good portal. War of Three Kingdoms portal is a great one to pull from as well. And then Covenant Summon would probably be my number 5. So those are my top 5 portals that I would consider pulling from. And I mentioned earlier that there was one big thing that seems to be missing from this August calendar, and that is the Harvest Summon portal that we saw last year in August of 2024. That portal is similar to the Black Friday portal, the Birthday Summon, the Solstice Summon. It's one of those big portals that comes around every 3 months or so, and they usually have increased odds of pulling legendary heroes. They usually have bonus chances of pulling additional legendary heroes if you pull a different one. And last year, the Harvest Summon portal had some crazy odds of pulling 5-star heroes. I want to say it was like 5% chance of pulling a 5-star hero, which I know sounds insane, but I'm pretty sure it was that high. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it was a 5% chance to pull a legendary hero. You may not get the best legendary hero, but you got a legendary hero nonetheless. So the Harvest portal is not on the calendar, and like I said, I think a lot of us expected it to be. Do I think that it will not come, or do I think that it will come? Honestly, I don't really know. If I were a betting man, which I am, I would think that it will come at some point this month. And if it doesn't, it probably will come in September. What does that mean, you ask? Well, the Harvest portal and those other 3 portals that I mentioned, you cannot get any type of coins or anything like that to do pulls from. You can only do pulls with gems. So now would be a good opportunity between this Harvest Summon portal and then also the Gem Summon Challenge coming around every single month. Now would be a good time to stock up on gems when you see those super cheap low offers. And those usually pop up in the season 2, season 3, 4, and 5 events that come around every single month. Also the Untold Tales events. There's usually some other events as well, but anytime you can get like 650 gems for $3 or something like that, that's usually the best value for buying gems. Do not wait for the portal to come around. There will be gem offers, but they will not be nearly as good as the gem offers that pop up in those seasonal events. Let me know what you all are excited about the most in the month of August, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.